I was just thinking about when I was a teenager, and I read this book in high school called Sex and Drugs by Robert Anton Wilson.
I
And it
love that.
had all kinds of practical instruction about how to have a good time. And I remember being astonished by this because at home and at school and all the other places that were providing some nominal sex education, they weren't touching on having a good time as part of that. And so now I guess I want to ask a question like this. What's the bigger problem when it comes to pleasure and the ability to have a good time? Is it that people don't know how, they don't have the skills, or is it that they feel like they don't deserve it?
They don't take 100% responsibility for their own pleasure. They think it's out there somewhere. If I do that, it will be pleasurable. It's like, actually, I can enjoy anything. That's up to me whether I have a good time or not. That's up to me. That's not up to anybody else. That's part of dating too. I tell them it's like, who who's who's responsible for whether you have a good time on a date or not? It's not the other person, it's you. The same thing with eating or anything that people are going after to try to have pleasure or sex. It's like part of our tantric development of sex is how much can I enjoy this moment? Or am I waiting for the big bang? Conventional sex says I can enjoy the big bang and everything else is kind of in the way to get there. Oh, he's not doing it. He's not turning me on the right way for me to get there. That's what we're taught to focus on instead of, oh my God, this exquisite, perfect moment of pleasure. Every moment can be this perfect, exquisite moment of pleasure. How can I expand that? There's an NLP technique about you take your pleasure and then can you expand it? Just sitting here, can you just expand that? It feels good. Can you make it bigger? Well, that's a great love making technique right there.
And to me, it's always about, once again, what's in the way of me having a good time. So that has a lot to do with expectations. And if you look at, here are my expectations, here are the results, and this gap is not having a good time, being disappointed or whatever. But the question is, who put this here? And if I don't like what's happening because it's not meeting this, why is it staying there? What are my expectations? And are my expectations that I'm going to have a good time doing what people think I should be doing or what should be fun or what I'm supposed to like? Or are my expectations just other than what is happening right now? And if so, why? And if you're not having a good time, great. But it might be a good time, a good thing to check in first and find out if any of those things are happening. If I'm wishing that it was different right now, who's responsible for that?